Hello dear students, I am Dr. S.Y.B.Sc, Associate Professor, Department of Geography. Dear student, I welcome all of you in this online lecture series on behalf of Maratha Vidya Prasara Samajas, KRT Arts, BH Commerce and AM Science, popularly known as GG-241 College Nasi. Dear student, this is our S.Y.B.Sc Geography class, Semester 4, and title of our subject is Environmental Geography Part 2. The paper code is GG-241. Dear student, today in this lecture we are going to discuss our topic number 3, that is environmental conservation in India. And in this topic we have last subtopic, that is role of public in environmental conservation in India. Dear student, in previous lecture we have discussed detailed information about solid waste management in India. We also discussed the meaning of solid waste management and measures that are useful for solid waste management in India. Dear student, for today's lecture, we have study objective or learning objective that is very simple to discuss the role of public in environmental conservation in India. Here we are also going to discuss the role of government and NGO in protection of the environment in India. Dear student, you know that the role of human being is very important in environment protection. Public awareness play an important role in prevention of environment degradation in India. Dear student, you know that the Constitution of India, it is clearly stated that it is the duty of the state to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of our country. Therefore, they also impose a duty on every citizen to protect and improve the natural environment, including the forest, lakes, river, wildlife, and all part of the natural environment. And therefore, it is the main expectation from the people of India that they should try to protect our environment, avoid the misuse of the natural resources, and also not encourage to the various pollution that are really harmful for the environmental balance and the environmental quality. Therefore, the role of Indian people in the protection of the environment in India is very important. You know that student, it is observed that the people have a habit of blaming and making the authorities accountable for non-performance of activity. However, when it comes to the responsibility of doing our part, we even don't bother about it. Really, it is not duty of the only duty of the government. The simultaneously it is also duty of the people of India, the citizen of India. They should take lead to protect our environment and try to improve the quality of environment through their various activity. You know that the human being is a main factor that are responsible to create the pollution and the degradation of environment in our India. Therefore, the role of people or the citizen of India is very important in this regard to protect environment in our country. Dear student, let us talk about the some important thing. That first is the role of the people of Indian people in environmental conservation. Dear student, you know that citizens are one of the nation's greatest for enforcing environmental law and regulation in our country. The people can support through follow the rules and regulation that is laid down by the government of India regarding the environmental protection. And if we do the support, the all Indian people, if do the support and follow the all rules and regulation laid down by the government, really it will be very useful for the protection of the environment and the conservation of environment in India. But will and wish of the Indian people is very important. They try to follow each and every rules that are related to the improve of the environmental quality. Their behavior should not be in such a way that can be responsible for the environmental degradation in India. So in this regard, the role of the people of Indian people is very important. Since about the late 1980, the Supreme Court of India has been proactively engaged in India's environmental issue, and time to time the guide to the, not only for the government but also for the NGO and the people that they follow the rules and regulation that are very important to create the environmental protection in our India. For that purpose, what is important? The use of eco-friendly product is very important, dear student. If we do this, then definitely we can able to stop the global warming, then the ozone depletion, and lot of issues that are related to the directly indirectly with the pollution. And really the human being is the main factor that are create the lot of pollution through the various economic activity. So in this regard, the use of eco-friendly product is very important. You know that eco-friendly products are products that do not harm the environment whether in their production. So dear student, and in this regard we can do a very good support for the protection of the environment in our country. These products help preserve the environment by significantly reducing the pollution, and could products that can be the if we use the many products that if they are not eco-friendly, then really this product when we are using, they are responsible for create the pollution in our country. So for avoiding such type of pollution, we can use the eco-friendly product. For example, instead of the plastic bag, we can use the cotton bag for shopping purpose. Even we can use the LED bulb, that is also very useful. I mean, so we try to avoid the non-renewable resources. Instead of that, we can use the renewable resources, and we can say the non-conventional resources like use of the solar energy, use of the hydroelectricity, or use of the wind energy. These are the very important, and also numbers of the now eco-friendly products are available in market. We can use this all product, and definitely such behavior of the human being in India is really support to the environmental conservation and to improve the quality of the environment in India. So therefore it's expected from the Indian people that they should support to the in such a process for the environmental conservation through their actively participation. That is very important. Dear student, let us talk about the role of government in environmental conservation. You know that, dear student, since independence, Indian policymakers have attempted to address the environmental problem by passing a numbers of rules and regulations as per the vision of the constitution and in the response to requirement of the time. Really, it is true that, especially I'm talking about the after the 1972, the government of India make a lot of effort to protect the environment in India. He passes the numbers of various acts about the related to the environment protection. It may the Forest Act, it may the Water Pollution Act, it may be the Air Pollution Act, it may be the Save the Wildlife Acts, or maybe numbers of the various acts that are directly or indirectly related to the protection of the environment in India. The government are the national diplomatic agency that have the ability to protect the environment and delay the damage. And in this regard, the role of government is very important. They should implement whatever the rules and regulation laid down by their various agency, central government agency, that should be strictly followed in India. And for that purpose, each and every step they should be takes. They try to protect the environment in India. The role of the government in the protection of forest, biodiversity, and pollution is very important. So they should be they try to stop the pollution and you can say the deforestation in India and the depletion of the biodiversity in India. So these are very important for the protection of the environment, and also the keeping the environmental balance, maintain the environmental and ecological balance in India. In this regard, the role of government is very important. Dear student, the government should encourage for the sustainable development and create the awareness about the environment protection in India. For that purpose, they can use the various source of the media. It may be the print media, it may be the electronic media, it may be the social media, or the various, because government have a right. They can use the each and radio, television, and numbers of the source of the that can be used for the creating the awareness in the people. So through the education, through the print media, through the mass media, they can do the effort to create the much more awareness about the protection of the environment in India in people. So therefore, the wish and the encouragement of the government is very important in this regard, and they always try to protect environment through the various activity. It may be the some they can be implement the various program in our country, like a tree plantation, such type of the program they can implement it in India. Even the sustainable development, I just mentioned, the sustainable development is very important. That process is the need of time, and they must encouragement such type of the activity in our country. Dear student, there is a need to give top priority for the environmental protection, and in this regard, the public participation is equally important. Therefore, the government always try to take the help from the people. They try to increase the participation of the people in such the program of the that are related to the environmental conservation and the environmental protection. So therefore, the role of the government is very important in this process. Let us talk about the role of NGO in environmental protection. Dear student, you know that the NGO are the non-government organization, usually referred to as a organization which are not part of the government. Really, this NGO also can play a very important, even they are playing a very important role in India for the protection of the environment. You know that the NGO play an important role in the framing the environmental policy, mobilizing the public support for environmental conservation, and protect the the species they are very danger, they are not protected by the people very well. So in this regard, the role of this NGO is very important. It may be the animal, it may be the forest. Each and every time the NGO are playing a very good role in India, but they should be the encouragement from the they should be encouraged from the government of India. If they require some fund, they require some support, that time government should be support to this. Really, this is the very important, and they can play a very important role in protection of the environment. NGO that work to save the environment conduct the campaign across the country to create the awareness among the people about the depleting the natural resources. Therefore, the role of this NGO is very important. Even the student, Greenpeace, an international organization working in about 40 countries across the Europe, America, Asia, and the Pacific region. So Greenpeace has been campaign against the environmental degradation since 1971, and such type of the work we require in India. We have some very important some NGO like Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad, Trichur, Kerala. Then we have the Deshali Gram Swarajya Mandal, the Gopeshwar, it is from UP. Then Delhi Science Forum from New Delhi, from Sanjay Seva Samiti, Udaipur from Rajasthan. These are the very important NGO. They are playing a really very important. The role of this, all these institute or the NGO is really creditable, and they are doing very good. But the such type of the new organization, we have some local NGO, but they should be encouraged, they enlarge their area to protect the environment. And again, I am repeating that the government should help and support to such type of the NGO. They can do that. You know that we have a very good some campaign, or maybe some very important issues that we observe in India. So Narmada Bachao Andolan is one of them. Then we have the some important environmental movements in India. So that such type of the environment movement we can conduct it, even there is a need to protect the environment. So therefore, the NGO can play a very important role. But what is important? Government should encouragement to them to encourage them, and they can be enlarge their area to do the work for the environment and the protection of the environment. Dear student, this is a very important thing that we have to keep in our mind, that the role of NGO is very important with regard to the environmental protection environment in India. Then other important, there is awareness and understanding of the link between the environment and development is very important. That about the sustainable development. You know that if you not do the encourage to the sustainable development, then definitely there it may be possible in future we cannot able to carry out economic development for a long period. So therefore, this is a real time to start the sustainable development for the economic purpose, and that in this, because that is also important for the environmental protection and the conservation in India. So therefore, this should be done by the government. Government can take the initiate for this purpose, and this is very important for with respect to the environmental protection in India. There's another important thing that functioning of the central and the state pollution control board should be strengthened and be made more open is important. That is really very important issue. If we can able to do this, then definitely the function of the central and the state pollution control board will be improved, and that will be good support. That will be make a good support in creating the environmental protection in our country. So therefore, in this regard, this is also very important. Dear student, for this lecture, I have used again these two important books that are very important. You can also use these books for update your knowledge about this topic, and also I use some important website that you can also use for your updating your content or the notes about this topic. Dear student, this was about today's lecture. In next lecture, we are going to start new chapter, that is chapter number 4, environment, program and policy, that we are going to discuss in next lecture. Okay, thank you.